Yes, Dr. Doreen, we can hear you.
Okay, all right. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Mahin, for this opportunity. Coming from Cameroon, a country known, in other words, known as Africa in miniature because of our rich diversity as far as culture is concerned. And in addition to that, I'm coming from a country with over 250 ethnic groups, 250 languages, varieties of meals, and I'm happy to be part of this. But all these big words does not mean that I came from the bed of roses, growing in a country with a lot of challenges, and I'm going to focus my presentation on overcoming challenges for gender equality. And so I'll use my life story to share this. Growing up as a young girl in a community where um, most young girls are not encouraged to go to school right up to the doctorate level until recently, and also coming from a very humble background where my parents could not afford to push me to school, but then they had the zeal. And so I'm sorry you may be getting some background noise. And so through the little they had, we went to school with no textbooks, sometimes going to school using taxi. Without taxi fare, we had to trek on long distances or when coming back, and that's how it continued. So in line with that, I had to challenge myself. I had to pick up leadership functions as young as I was, beginning from the church. And I had to push through and was able to hold leadership functions or like lead groups even amongst my peers in class. And today I can tell you that I am an inspiration in my community because I am a female leader. Even from the place I work, it's just to remind you that for those who don't know, I'm a peace, conflict studies, and international relations expert, and I'm a lecturer with the Pan-African Institute for Development West Africa, and I am the Dean of Studies of that same institution. And away from that, going through some challenges, growing in a community with a lot of challenges faced by young girls, I vow that I will always like to touch lives, which is why I had to create the TeenAlive Organization. TeenAlive Organization works towards empowering children, teenage girls, teenage boys, and particularly teenage mothers. And through TeenAlive Organization, we aspire to encourage young girls, especially the teenage mothers, coming from a community where they feel all hopes are lost, coming in a community where they are usually rejected, they face rejection from family to the community. It is my wish to always encourage them, let them know that there is hope. And so I'm taking this opportunity to still share that every woman can be something better in future as far as the woman is determined. And it is my wish to encourage women to create changes because I had to break certain barriers coming from a home where nobody was there to push me, and I was the only one to be pushing myself and becoming more like mentors amongst my siblings and my peers. I think it's time for us to really raise our voices higher to tell the young girls the need of equal opportunities to resources, equal opportunities to responsibilities, and respect for human rights. I'm using my story that coming from a place where there were not equal opportunities, I had to push through to see that I should have access to the work I so desire. I should have access to responsibilities and respect for human rights, particularly women's rights. Reason why I'm a strong advocate against gender-based violence, and I render child protection services. And I continue to thank God for this opportunity And I continue to thank you, Mahin, and as WomenAscension as a whole, for bringing all of us together to talk so much about this aspect of gender equality and see how we can create impact from our own little bit. This is just the little I had for the day. Sorry, I'm in a vehicle. My network was bad. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Doreen. Thank you. You gave